All right, well, we caught a bass already on my first cast. I just beamed this thing off in the corner. Immediately caught a largemouth, little dink guy. Let him go. They're biting real good, actually. He hit that immediately. All right, guys, so this is a bass fishing video that I recorded back in early March of 2026. I just went bass fishing for a little bit of a pre-spawn bite down in a private pond. I got a new boat. It's a Pro Guide V16 tracker with a 60 horsepower engine with a 4-blade Spitfire that I added onto it. I also ended up buying a 24-volt Minn Kota Tarova Riptide so I can fish both saltwater and freshwater environments with that trolling motor. So you guys are going to see a lot more diverse content on this channel coming up soon. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and enjoy the content that's to come this year. It's going to be good. Alright, this wind direction is annoying, man. I'm not used to it blowing out of the, what is that, the south? Going out the southeast, so it's like a weird wind that we don't really get that often. There we go. I kind of probably spooked everything in that little spot right there trying to get over here. That's okay. We're gonna fish off this little cubby flat thing right here. Little drop off area. It's colder over here. Feels a lot colder. What's the water temperature? 51. That ain't bad. Not too bad at all. I'll take that. We're gonna try to go out a little bit. I didn't mark anything. Well, I didn't really mark much coming over here. That jog feature is very useful when you don't have a pedal. How deep am I now? 7 feet of water. As it was getting sketchy. Yeah, the wind's getting colder because I'm starting to actually get a little bit of water breeze. Now it's blowing, dude. We're going the other side of this. The wind's a little too violent over here. Try getting that calm water over here. Wind's kind of annoying. Nah, we're gonna keep going on spot lock. Not yet. We're gonna drift this actually. We're gonna let the wind drift me over, see what it does. The wind's giving me a fast drift right now. And I've caught plenty of bass on this spot, so like this spot and over down there is the hot spot. So we're just gonna let the wind kind of give me a little bit of a aided. Let me see if I can adjust my trolling motor a bit though, to go against it. Just a little bit, just slow me down. Let the trolling motor sort of fight it a little bit, slow me down a hair or two. It's going to spin the boat back, and that's kind of what I want. Yeah, it's kind of a muddy drift here. We're going to go a little bit forward more, a little bit more thrust. Keep me. That wind's blowing hard. Damn. Yeah, the wind's kind of just ripping me around, dude. Let's get back close to the bank. We're gonna have to be doing a lot of adjusting with the trolling motor today. It's gonna be one of those. This wind's getting colder too. I don't feel like putting the jacket on. I might get out of here before it gets too bad. I don't know. I can be back in this one area for a little bit. I'm still not out of the wind all the way yet. I'm trying to get out of it a little bit. We can spot lock up here in a second. We're kind of out of it now. It feels a lot better. Am I spot lock? No. There we go. Yeah, now we are. I've caught plenty of fish around here. I've caught bigger fish back here, actually. I've caught nice fish on the other side of this little thing, too, but I don't know if I can float my boat over that flat. I probably can. I'm going to try it later. I'm going to have to, like, pull up the trolling motor and kind of just let it guide me over to the left there. I wish the wind would calm down, bro. Like, I never get nice days to fish. Getting the boat in here was way more stressful than getting the kayak in here, that's for sure. But we'll get it back on there. I just gotta, probably just gonna power it on it. I'm not supposed to really use an outboard, but I might have to get it up on the thing, which isn't really a problem. I just know if I would have fished in the other lake, the wind would have been way worse. There aren't a lot of lakes that have these little like islands kind of in between them to kind of kill the wind off. It's funny, I caught that one fish on my first cast. I think I might have the first cast cursed. I haven't like hit anything since. I think we're getting the first cast cursed here. That's what it feels like. We're gonna use a jogging feature. Have it just slowly move me down. Okay, you're not putting me where I want to go. Okay, buddy. Trolling motor's acting like it's confused. Is that a bass? Feels like it. Yep, I got a bass, guys. I got a bass. Feels nicer too. Yeah. Oh, I forgot my net. Let me see. No, he spit it. All right. Well, that's what happens when you don't have a net. I lost that. That bass felt so much better than that first one. I don't know how big he was. He looked like, I saw him a little bit though. He looked like he was probably 2.5 to 3. That sucks. Damn. And all I did was just throw it up against the bank and let it like, oh, I had another bite. I didn't even realize it. Wow. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm throwing the bait up against a steep bank over here. It's like a drop off, a very steep one. I let it sink for a couple seconds and watch the line. While it's doing that, sometimes they pick it up on that drop on this steep bank over here, and that always used to work even when I was out here fishing on my kayak years ago. So I just hooked that last one. I didn't really get him, but I saw him. He was a little bit nicer. Dang, I hate losing fish like that. I didn't have the best hook set on him. He was pulling drag too. Ah, that's annoying. That's what happens when you forget a net too, guys. If I would have had my net, I would have scooped him so quickly. I don't even know where my net, oh yeah, my net's in the shed. I usually keep it in the boat, but I guess I forgot it. That's kind of my fault, my own fault. I didn't scratch up anything when I went through that tree earlier, did I? Nah, I didn't. Good. I have another fish. Yeah, I do. Wow. I was literally dead sticking it that time. Hope he doesn't spit it. I was literally just dead sticking my bait. I felt something like... Nice. It's been a while since I've caught some bass like this. Let's flip him. Cool. He's probably... I'm not even going to measure this one or anything. He's still considered a dink for this spot, but... You know, not a bad fish. Alright, let me get this hook out of him real quick. Alright, cool. Yeah, still dinky. Looks like he got hit by a bird. I don't know if you guys see that scar there. He definitely got hit by a bird. Alright, we're gonna release him. Not even really, probably not even a pound. Like 3/4 of a pound, maybe. That was awesome. Alright, so we caught, that's our second fish caught. We lost that one earlier, but literally all I did was just let it dead stick. I literally was dead sticking it, checking my fish finder to make sure I didn't, like that tree that I went into earlier didn't like scratch anything. I was trying to unlodge this bait. It was snagged on something and I had to get it out. And I was making sure that tree that I had to kind of drive through earlier didn't scratch anything. It doesn't look like it did, so that's good. I kind of do miss my kayak though. I think my kayak would be better for these little ponds, and this boat would be a lot. Well, I fished the river, the Delaware River, the Susquehanna. I fish in a lot of different places now, guys. And the cool thing is, I think I live in one of the best places in the world to fish. People, ooh, that's another bass. Well, this one feels nicer. I got the really good hooks out on this one. This one feels better. Wow, dude. These fish are chomping in this spot right here. Okay, he looks a little bit better. Get away from that trolling motor. I need my net. Hang on, let me see if I can flip him. I have him hooked real good. Let me see. Yeah, he's hooked good. Come here. Ah, got him. There we go. He looks better. Get the hook out of him. He almost swallowed the whole damn thing. He really wanted it. Look at that. That's a better fish. Probably about... He could be... I don't really weigh these smaller fish. I only weigh big ones. He's probably 1.5 to 2 pounds, I'd estimate. Beautiful fish. Beautiful lines. Very clean. Doesn't look like nothing grabbed him. We're gonna release him real quick. Spawn and make more babies, buddy. That's fish number 3. All right, guys, that was bass number 3. Literally, I'm just letting it dead stick against this drop off here. And then sometimes, oh, I had to tap again. Sometimes, and then I just let it like kind of sink. These fish seem to be hitting a little bit deeper than usual, but it is colder. It's still a little cold out here. This wind keeps changing directions, man. It was blowing out the south, and now it's coming out the, what is that? The east directly now. So I'm gonna start getting hit harder by it over here. It's not really a problem with the trolling motor at all. The fact that trolling motor is what's helping me catch these fish right now. I'm just kind of spot locked right here, but it's annoying because the boat spins with the direction that the wind's heading towards, so it pivots on it. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm out here fishing, catching some stuff, doing pretty good. I got 3 fish so far. I don't think I've really had anything over 2 pounds. That last fish could have been around 2. He could have been a 2-pounder, I don't know. I don't really measure or weigh those small ones. I just get them back in the water. I don't know, I get all my fish back in the water fast. I've caught so many bass now to the point where I can kind of just guesstimate it. I do have my weigher on me though. Just don't really use it much. My buddies get mad at me for not doing that, but I just like getting the fish. It's around this, you know, it's the water temperature's cold. The fish will do better out in the water, but I just like getting them back in the water as fast as I can, especially those big girls. I don't really care about people, oh, PBs. I'm like, whatever. Let's get them back in the water, take a picture. I already have it on video. That's all I need. Same thing I do with stripers. When I catch those really big ones, I'll get a quick picture. And my buddy has a ruler that we lay the fish against on the side of his boat. And we can just measure them real quick. We don't even let them sit out the water for more than 15 seconds. It's fast. We have a little countdown. Don't want to contribute to any fish mortality, you know? I see a lot of people in the Delaware River, like especially the guys fishing from the beaches, using bloodworms around this time of year. It's March, it's middle of March right now, March 20th, I believe. And, you know, the stripers start running into the river, and I'll see a lot of guys kind of get those big fish and they just kind of bully them a bit, some of them. A lot of my friends don't do that, but there's a lot of guys that are new to fishing, and when they get a decent striper, they'll just kind of like hold it out of the water too long, and it gets to a point where people start telling them to put it back, and they yell at you, and I'm like, dude, you can't, and you're not allowed to keep fish out there. You have a lot of poachers in this area. Kind of get on my nerves with that. The second I see that, I just call a game warden. A lot of people don't do that, but I do. You either call a game warden or the police, because I hate people poaching like that, bro. We have regulations for a reason. I don't agree with the commercial regulations at all, obviously, but we have our duty to still, you know, I'm a conservationist first, fisherman second. Most of the time when I fish, I'm not fishing to eat. And I only really eat saltwater species, very rarely eat freshwater. So, yeah, this is a pretty relaxing time. You know, the wind's not blowing too bad out over this island over here, which is nice. And this trolling motor is doing an excellent job of keeping me still and allowing me to properly fish the bank the way I want. But yeah, a lot of these fish I'm hooking are very deep. So it's even deeper right there. Let me see, is this bait still sitting on the hook right? I know over time these dark sleepers do get beat up a bit. Let's get the algae off of it. I know these dark sleepers can get beat up, and sometimes like the plastic will, you know, slide down the hook. But I really like these styles of swim baits because they're very weedless. They can go through things. And this pond has a lot of, you know, from last fall, there's a lot of leaf litter and all that bull crap sitting on the bottom. So it just cuts right through all of it. I don't have to worry about it. I can't really throw a spinner bait right here in this spot. All right, so I'm gonna work the rest of this bank. So we're gonna use the trolling motor. I don't know if you guys can see it. We have spot lock engaged. We're gonna use the jogging feature. Tap it about 10 times to get me down to the right a little bit more. See if we can get some more fish. I'm having fun out here, man. Kind of miss speaking to a camera while fishing too. It makes my mind kind of relax more. Oh, I just messed up. Hang on. No. I just snagged. Let me get that. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Why did it do that? Did it just hit something? I don't know. The trolling motor just made a weird noise. Sounded like it hit something. Kind of don't want to be as close to the bank. I like, instead of like, you know, some people will find a contour, like a 3-foot contour, and then work their bait along it. I find that doesn't really work in this pond that well. The fish in here, they like seeing it drop in their face, and you dead stick it, and then they eat it on the way down, especially with these swim baits. They don't really like, for whatever reason, I don't really hook them a lot fishing sideways against the bank like this. Oh, now I'm lying. I just lied. Wait, is that a fish? I don't think that was a fish. Let me see. Did I have a scale on the thing? That could have been. It felt, I don't know. We're gonna keep fishing. Mysterious mystery. I don't know what that was. We're gonna keep fishing though. I don't know what that was. It could have been this log. I don't know. Maybe there's a part of that log I didn't see. Yeah, that's why I don't like doing that. Like when you fish like alongside with the, I just saw the water kind of kick up. I think that was a fish. But yeah, when you see this log here, for instance, if you're throwing at it directly, you're less likely to get snagged because you're coming back towards the, you're coming back this way. When you're fishing the way I'm doing it, you're more likely to cross those logs and then snag on them, which is why I just don't like doing that. So, all right, we're gonna move down a little bit more. I think I did hook something though. We're gonna do one more cast, and if I don't get nothing on this cast, we're gonna move. But yeah, it's about time everything starts turning on. Water temperature in this pond's 50. That's more than enough for bass to hit, especially swim baits. Usually, I don't know, people say to fish slow, but I'm too lazy to do that. I like hitting stuff and then moving on. I did catch a good amount of fish on that point up there though, which was really nice. Right now we're kind of just dead sticking it kind of slow. I'm still fishing this thing real slow, but this is still considered a... That did not go where I wanted it to go at all. That's all right. I'll let that thing sink down on the bottom, because I'm marking a lot of these fish deeper. So we're gonna let that thing get on the bottom and just reel it slow. I might get snagged. There's a lot of snags as I get, the further I get back along this bank, the more snags there are. That's why I like topwater fishing it. Yeah, even though the wind's kind of high today, it's not bad behind this island at all. The island's breaking it. That's why I kind of chose this spot. I know that any other lake would just be annoying, windy, cold, and annoying. It feels nice out here right now though. I'm in a t-shirt. I wish I had this weekend off too, but fortunately I have to work to make up for a vacation coming up. I'm going to Orlando, so I wish I could do some fishing down there while I'm down there, but I don't think I'll have time. I might sneak a fishing rod, like a little travel, like a 4-piece travel rod in my bag with a reel and something. I want to try fishing down there. I've never fished in Florida before, and I've been down there twice and always wanted to do it. You know, they got snook, jacks, even their ponds. Like, I'd love to catch a peacock bass or something. I've never hooked one before. I've never seen them before in person, actually. So I'd love to catch one of those too. They got cichlids and everything else in the water. A bunch of little species. So, all right, so let's get down a little bit more. I want to back up 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go down 2, 3, 4, and it should kind of just jog itself. I hooked a bass just dead sticking again. Yeah, it's a fish. Yep, I hooked a bass just dead sticking it out in the middle. Dude, this is why I love these dark sleepers. Like, so I don't know if you guys saw what I was doing there. I was adjusting the trolling motor and just letting the thing dead stick in deep water, and he hit it. This bass was more so out in deeper water. He's still not that big. All right, that's all right. We're gonna flip him up. That might be, yeah, we can flip him. Actually, he might be worth measuring. I don't know. Look at that beautiful tail though. You can tell they're not really on beds yet because their tails aren't damaged. I haven't caught a single bass yet with a damaged tail, but this is a pretty fish. Check that out. He might be same. He has a bigger head, so he might be 1.5. I think he's 1.5. He has a bigger head than that last fish I caught, but still pretty fish. No damage on the tail, so that's telling me that they're not spawning yet, and this is a pre-spawn bite. So cool. I'm gonna get the bait out of him, hook out. He got hooked. He got like hooked really good. He wasn't getting off of this. Which way is the hook going? That's going that way. All right, came out. Say goodbye to buddy. That's fish number 3 or 4. All right, guys. So that was fish number 4, I believe. But anyway, yeah, I was just messing with the trolling motor to get me down the bank a little bit, and I was letting it dead stick, and he hit it on the way down. And I'm telling you, that's how like half these bites work with this dark sleeper bait or any, you know, swim bait that's in that style. I had it hit right there. You let it, you know, you just let it go down, and it'll swim down on its own. It still has action on the way down, and then they hit it. You know, they'll hit that vertical bite, but they don't hit that horizontal bite sometimes. I noticed in this pond they like dead stick things that are kind of just, you know, natural movement. I don't like putting a Senko or anything on though. I don't need one. Who's that? Oh, it was a little bit of hull slap. I was like, what the heck? Wind's blowing a little bit, and a little bit of the wakes and stuff are smacking against the boat. I was like, all right, we're gonna move down the bank a little bit. By the way, I have a new GoPro too. This is the GoPro Hero, what is it, the 13? I don't remember. I had a 9 before, when that was a good camera, but the CPU in it was kind of slow. So I sold it for like 150 bucks, and then I got this on sale. It was a refurbished model, brand new, for like 250. So not a bad deal there. So, you know, out with the old, in with the new. I might end up getting up on this bank and fishing the bank here. I'm not gonna lie, because I remember this one year I was burning them up on the other side of this island. So I might end up just parking the boat. I don't have an anchor though, so I actually can't do that, even though I'd really like to. Love to do that. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm just mostly dead sticking it. Yeah, I literally came out here, you know, yesterday. It was cold. It was like 30, it was like a high of 28. And now today it's 60. You know, these New Jersey days, you know, New Jersey's such a weird place. We sit on the front of tropical air and the El Nino, and if it shifts in the spring one day, especially early spring, one day it could be 30 degrees, next day it could be up in the 80s in March. Like, it's just such a weird area. Everybody's saying climate change, but not really. It used to happen. I remember this happening when I was a kid. March days were always weird. Let's go ahead and keep going. Yeah, last winter was kind of brutal. This 2026 winter was bad. We had like 3 big blizzards. I mean, we're not as used to getting that weather as we used to. It's been years since we've had blizzards of that caliber. I remember being a kid and kind of just playing in that stuff though. Everybody this year was panicking. What is that, a boat? I don't know what that orange thing is. Someone has a boat or something down here. All right, we're gonna kind of just drift along the, we're gonna let the jogging feature take me down the bank again. I love this feature, dude. Busted. Trolling motors are insane. Now, where are you taking me though? Sometimes it acts dumb. I think it's finding the contour line that I wanted. And I guess it's deeper, closer to the bank here, which is not a bad thing, but I don't want to be this close. All right, yeah, we're gonna kind of have it just let me drift out a bit further from where I'm at. What are you doing? I guess that's just the, I guess it's just going around that same, it's looking for the same depth I set it to. It's kind of interesting how this trolling motor works. I guess that's just it mapping the contour. Very interesting. Yeah, someone has a whole like big kayak or something over there. That thing's huge. That wasn't there before the last time I fished. I don't know whose it is. Dude, the water is so low. Let's see here. I'm not marking anything on the fish finder, which doesn't really matter, to be honest. Oh, wait, is this a fish? Yeah, he's still on there. He's still on there. I got a fish, guys. I thought I felt a bite. These are all kind of dinky males, maybe? I don't know. All right, cool. Fish number 5. All on the same bait. Now you find something that works, stick with it. But these aren't big fish that I want. I need to find the females. Seems to be a lot of males versus a lot of smaller fish. He's a dinky guy. Healthy fish though, we're gonna let him go. I might ask the pond owner to stock some you know, threadfin shad or something in this pond to give them a little bit more food, because I think that I don't know, there's been a lot more smaller fish in this pond now. Like every fish in here when I was catching before was like averaging like 2 pounds. Now there seem to be averaging lower. Oh, that's a no. Wait, I just broke off. What was that? Something broke me off. Oh, that might have been a big pickerel or something. Dang it, let me see. Yeah, my line's kind of, it's not a clean tear, but I don't know what that was. Darn. All right, well, we gotta go back to something else now. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm gonna tie on something else. I'll be right back.